Hey guys, this is Echo Soundworks with a Mix Essentials tutorial video on ADSR. So in this video, we're going to be talking about earbuds and how those annoying little how those annoying little headphones can really help your mixes. Now, there's two ways that utilizing a earbud will help your mixes. And the first one is, just let's be honest and look at this realistically. A lot of people listen and consume music on an earbud. So it would make sense as producers, DJs, engineers to at least check how our music is going to be consumed by the end user, which is the listener. So that's why a lot of people, if you go to any forum, you'll hear, oh, do the car test, check your mix in a car, right? Well, that's because a lot of people listen to music in a car. A lot of people now listen to music on Beats by Dre, and a lot of people listen on earbuds. So if you have a good mix and your mix sounds good on your studio monitors, your studio headphones, earbuds, your computer, your car, and even your backup listening situation, whether that's like a iPod deck or whatever, or your phone deck, your mix is going to be good. Now, the reason why I'm saying it'll be good is because it'll translate to multiple systems. That's literally the definition for a lot of engineers of a good mix. It's not that you did this with EQ or you did that with compression. It's that it sounds really good on a lot of different listening environments. Now, if it just sounds good on your studio monitors but sounds like shit on headphones or in the car, it's not a good mix because the listener is most likely not going to be listening on your KRK Rockets, your Yamaha monitors, your JBLs, whatever you may have. They're probably not going to listen on those. So that's the first reason why mixing, just being aware and using earbuds to mix is pretty cool. Now, the second reason is they're actually very revealing to the mid-range of the bass and the mid-range to your mixes. Earbuds have a tendency to kind of hype up the mid-range. And they don't have a lot of bass. So I use my earbuds to check my bass and make sure I'm not what I kind of call clipping in the sub or low range, even if I'm not actually clipping. So let's look at that with this little demo right now. All right, so there's what we're going to be talking about and using earbuds as a referencing point in this specific video. Now, you'll notice that on my master bus, I have a lot of plugins. I have Isotope Ozone doing some EQ, and then I have the API by Waves and a little bit of compression. I have Sausage Fattener, Isotope Ozone, 7 module. I'm doing some kind of sonic imaging here, some stereo enhancement, and then I have the the Fab Filter Pro limiter as well. Now, the reason why I'm comfortable using these plugins is because I've done this enough to know that I'm not going to be clipping, and I don't use these plugins to tame clipping. I actually use these plugins to make my mix louder. So for instance, if I turn off, because when I played this, I was technically redlining, but I'm not actually redlining, so I want to show you that real quick. So let's turn these off and listen to this mix. All right, so I have almost a decibel of headroom here. So by turning these on, I'm not actually sucking the life out of my mix, or I'm not actually going to be kind of entering that digital clipping range. Now, that's the first thing that earbuds can be really, really revealing is your digital clipping. And earbuds don't have a high output. They can't handle high outputs anyway. So a really cool thing to do is just to make sure when you're sending out mixes, maybe you're not having your mixes mastered professionally, is when you're doing your final bounce, turn your fader down to like negative 0.3. And then in any limiting plugin that you do, turn that down to negative 0.1 or negative 0.2. Yeah, you're going to lose a little bit of volume, but you're also going to get better results on earbuds, because if you've probably experienced this before where you listen to your mix on earbuds and like the low end or just the whole tracks just sounds like a clipping mess, and you're like, wait, I wasn't clipping in the DAW. What happened? Well, you probably were over limiting or over compressing, and even though you're not necessarily clipping, you are doing some things that are going to make some tiny headphones like earbuds kind of clip or distort rather. So that's an important thing. So let's listen to this now, and let's take note of our loudness meters to make sure it's not too quiet. All right, so my RMS values are at -5.5, and I'm totally happy with those. So if I was going to release this track and not going to get it mastered by another mastering software company, or not software, but another mastering engineer or anything like that, I'd feel comfortable putting this out on a loudness, from a loudness perspective. So what we have now is you can look at the earbuds, and I have my earbuds on right now, and they're not clipping. I don't get that distortion in the earbuds, so I know it's good. Now, the second thing that I'll look at is whether or not my mix is too quiet. Now, earbuds are pretty quiet listening playback systems that you can't get that much of a loud signal out of an earbud as you can bigger headphones. So it's also a really good way to see if your mix is just too quiet. And I did a whole video about a week or so ago, or recently rather, where I was discussing some tips and tricks to make your mixes louder and make them more commercially competitive with professional mixes and professionally mastered songs. So check that video out if you haven't seen it. But yeah, so those two things are the first revealing factors of any mix that earbuds can help you figure out. Is your low end clipping? Is your mix too loud? Are you getting some digital distortion occurring? And then also, is your mix too quiet? Now, the next thing that I'll look at or focus on when I'm listening on an earbud is the mid-range. Earbuds are really mid-range focused. So things like snares, guitars, vocals, mid-range synths, they're going to kind of pop out of an earbud. And if they're too quiet in an earbud, then I know they're way too quiet in a mix, because if the earbuds are kind of accentuating and boosting those frequencies a little bit, then in an environment like maybe a computer monitor or bigger headphones like Beats or any type of full over-the-ear headphone, your mid-range is probably going to be way too quiet, and your snare is not loud enough. Maybe your mid-range synths, guitars, vocals, they're just not going to be loud enough in the mix. So that's a great way. I actually do look and listen for my vocals on earbuds all the time. But then what I'll do is I'll go back and address those changes in either my headphones that I mix on, or most likely my monitors, and then I'll start the process again. I'll listen on the monitors, I'll go back with my notes, change what I thought needed to be changed, whether it's EQ, volume, that sort of stuff, and then I'll listen on the headphones. If they pass the headphones, I'll then move it to the earbuds. If they pass the earbuds, then I might listen on my computer monitors, and then I will even take it to the car at that point. Now, if you get a good listening experience on all those different mediums, you can usually guarantee that no matter who listens to your song on what device, they're going to get the experience that you are hoping for from a mix perspective. So there you guys go. There are some tips and tricks for mixing for earbuds. If you guys have any questions or comments, let me know below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm Echo Soundworks. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.